from Tacos and Geeks.
Welcome to TacosandGeeks.com reviews. Justin here, and today I'll be reviewing the video game Life is Strange, which is available for your PC, PS4, PS3, Xbox One, and Xbox 360. This is an epic Sonic game which you can be able to download on your online stores for your consoles or your PC store. So, before we begin and talk about the gameplay, let's talk a little bit about the story, and here's a brief synopsis of the game. After 5 years of absence, senior photography student Max Caulfield, played by Hannah Tell, returns to her hometown of Arcadia Bay, Oregon. As she reunites with her estranged best friend Chloe Price, voiced by Ashley Birch, she discovers that Chloe's father had died the year Maxine left town. While Chloe was grieving her father, she found support in a girl named Rachel Amber, who later went missing under suspicious circumstances. Max and Chloe decide to investigate Rachel's disappearance and then make their way to unravel the city's hidden secrets. Episode 1 is about 18-year-old Max Caulfield, who leaves her family in Seattle to study back at Blackwell Academy in her hometown, Arcadia Bay. In the lesson, she experiences a vivid nightmare. After that, she discovers that her ability to reverse time as she saves her former best friend from being shot. This game is actually phenomenal. I love the first episode, and this, if you guys are used to games like, the Telltale games like The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, The Wolf Among Us, it plays just like that. Only that this time it's not heavily action based. This is actually a complete story experience. So in order for a game like this to work, you need to have a solid story, and you need to have characters that the gamers are going to be able to connect with, and Life is Strange does well just with that. Maxine is a wonderful protagonist that you guys are really going to love, especially if you're a geek. You're going to love how awkward she is, and it really does give you this high school experience. Like, you have this, I would say, cliche type of high school characters. You have the jocks, you have the nerds, you have the popular kids, you have all these elements, and it works very, very well. And Maxine and her interactions with the characters, you're really gonna love. Like, I love her relationship with this guy that you guys will learn to find out, Warren, who appears that he has a nice crush, and he actually likes Maxine genuinely for who she is. And Max is just so socially awkward. She doesn't really know how to express herself, and it's just a really great story what this game offers you. You have tons of elements, which I love. This time travel element, which you're able to reverse time and make a decision. So if you don't like a decision that you made or things that you did, you can easily reverse time and do it over and make another decision. So it gives you a nice freedom of you to have various paths on what you want to do with the game and what you want to do with the characters. And just like other games like The Walking Dead, The Wolf Among Us, your actions that you decide in one episode will affect the following episodes to come. So the clips that I'm showing here is actually my gameplay, but I don't want to give away the core stories or the choices. So I'm just showing you the opening beginning of when you see her best friend Chloe supposedly getting shot, and Max discovering that she's able to reverse time and prevent it. And I find it funny that this year so far, a lot of time traveling things are just are coming into play. We had last year Days of Future Past. This year we have this game, Life is Strange. We just had Project Almanac, which was about kids time traveling. So time travel is definitely coming back in a huge way. And just to talk a little bit about the production, the graphics is pretty good. I love the voice acting. I thought it was a stellar cast. The music is great. It has this great feel of the state that Max is in, and I just love the characters and the environment on what Max is, and she's just such a likable character. And I'm really hoping that you guys will really start to relate to her. If you don't relate to Max, you're going to relate to Chloe. Each of these characters in the backstories, they have something that's a secret or something that's driving them. I mean, you have a security guard who was a war veteran, and he's just like this surveillance freak. And you have the principal who's basically being paid off by this kid here, Prescott, because his family basically owns the entire town. And then this blue chick that you see here is, you'll find out later on, Max will find out, she don't find out now, but that's her best friend Chloe, and her backstory was probably one of the best stories, just really realistic, of a girl that loses her father, and a girl who has to deal with a lot of death and a lot of loss. And now that Rachel Amber, one of her closest friends, is gone, she has to try to find out what's going on. So I mean, overall, it's a really great, solid episode 1. The choices that you make are definitely going to affect what you do in the next game, in the next episode, which is due in March. Great production, great acting, great story cast. The time travel element is really good. It's effective, so you guys definitely have to check this out. It's very different, episodic decision-making game, interactive novels, I like to call these things. So this is Justin from Toxic Geeks giving episode 1 of Life is Strange at A+ 9.5. Check it out. Later days.